We start with 1 hour chart. We want to see how we can look at the chart and how we can look for trade. First of all, if we refer to my last analysis, since the price was within this move, we mentioned how we can look for trade, and one of the options was to have entry above the top. I mentioned about the different possibility, and I mentioned whoever get the trade from here, we wants to see the breakout of 0.35 following by 0.37. As we can see, the price 2 times tag 0.35. Then we see it's not moving. This is where I take out the trade. Okay, what I do in this and my analysis, we usually look for the trade, and whatever the trade we get in the different way, different option, because I cannot say which zone or where what price we're going to buy. Mostly we look at the chart and we look for the trade setup. Okay, if you refer to my last analysis, I mentioned how we can look for trade, and there was opportunity for buy. And I mentioned if the price cannot break this soon, and this is the targets, then we take over the trade. This is where we should take over the trade. Okay, then whether this is the start of the down move or we're going to look for the bigger correction, then we look for the next opportunity. Okay, at least we know how to manage the trade. And there, if even if we move to 15 minutes, there was really good trade setup to look for buy from here. Whoever bought from here, because I'm talk about it right now, they can move their stop loss, just let it go. Okay, but if anyone get the trade from the second, I mean the second trade, who will get it by having entry above the top, there is no reason we keep the trade. Even right now, whoever keep the, I mean, if they get the trade, they take out the trade. Okay, because it's not moving in our direction. Whenever we get the trade, if it doesn't move in our direction, if can move our stop loss to break even, just let it go. If there is a continuation, we are in a trade. If the price reverse, it go against us, at least we protect it. But like what I mentioned based on 15 minutes, still we can keep the trade. It depends on the traders if they want to look for long term, but at least move their stop loss to break even. If the price drop, at least they can protect their account. But whoever get the trade from here, where we see there is no more continuation and the gap is not that much, at least move the stop loss to break even. And right now, no one should be in the trade. And even if anyone is in the trade, it depends on them. If they're hoping for the continuation, they can keep the trade. But what I usually do, I take out the trade. I don't hope for the next move. I just look at the chart. Every time there is a next opportunity. Okay. Because if the price drop, then we need to lose something. But if the price continue, even if I didn't get the next, I mean, trade, at least I didn't lose anything. I can look for next trade setup. Every time we can look for next trade when we have a money. Okay, just I want to add here because sometimes they ask me where to buy, when to buy. Then what I do here is I try to read the chart. I try to see how we can look for trade. Then from there we can take the trade. If it move in our direction, it depends on the traders whether they are trading or they are keeping for the long term. Okay, even if they are keeping for the long term, they just want to buy. At least they should buy at the lowest price. They don't need to buy at the top or somewhere the price is going to drop some more. Okay, the only thing is I need to highlight this one. If the price is not moving in our direction, we just take out the trade. We look for the next. Every time you can look for the opportunity. Okay, like what I mentioned right now. Whoever get the trade, just take out the trade from here. If they haven't taken it yet, because I mentioned we want to see the breakout of 35. If not, we just take out the trade. All right. When we see the second times the price tag and we see drop, this is where we should take out the trade in break even or a small profit. Okay, no one see what's the next and how we can look for next trade. All right, based on daily chart. It's still similar to what I explained in my last analysis. Still, we can look for reversal. This one is still we're looking for buy. Again, whenever I'm talking about the buy, it doesn't mean the price cannot drop. But we try to get the trade if it's going in the uptrend. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. And if I move to forward chart, we explain about different possibility. We don't need to right now go into the details. And I cannot call it this one as a reversal. Technically, when we see this kind of the move, we can look for continuation and the price can drop. But for me, still I'm looking at this part. I want to see whether I can get the trade set up for buy or not. Okay. And if we just look at the chart, almost we can see the price at the low. I mean, at the is very low for me because since the price almost near to the previous low, when from the we get this move, we mentioned we can look for reversal. Okay, but if I want to go into the details, it's technically we can put this one in relative to this for 1 month drop. For sure, if we get any drop, any reversal, it can give us really good trade setup for buy. But it doesn't mean I won't buy from here. If I see any trade from here, I will buy. If it continue as a corrective, I just take out the trade, as I mentioned. If it go move in my direction as a sharp move, I will keep the trade. Because if this one there is a continuation as a corrective, mostly I will look at this one as a flat. Whether I should look for sell or not, I'm not really interested to look for sell. I just try to, if the price is going to drop, I just wait for the drop. Then for the reversal, I will look for buy. Okay. And right now, what I have here, I'm looking at, I want to put this move in relative to this. Still, I'm looking for this flat. Okay. And that's mean if I get any trade set up for buy, I will take the trade first. I have this one. I have the running flat. Most of the charts, they have a similar movement. How deep it can go? Just put our fib here. We're looking for we can look for 61%. If we want to look for buy, we don't need to see the breakout of the 61%. But for me, if I get any trade setup from here, I will take the trade. Then how I'm going to look for trade? First, can we put our entry above the top? I won't suggest it. Then if I want to trade, either based on 1 hour or 15 minutes, if I see any reversal as a sharp move flag, I will take the trade. Okay, this is the only way I will take the trade. But one thing I need to highlight here, any trade is a short term. Unless it continues a very sharp move. What I mean by short term, as long as we get into a profit, we have to start to manage. It doesn't mean we can buy and just let it go. If we wanted to buy and let it go based on 15 minutes, as what I explained, it was a really good trade setup because in terms of the risk and reward, it could give us a really good trade. Buying here, if where we want to put our stop loss here, the only thing is we're looking for the breakout of the top. In terms of the risk and reward, it doesn't give us a really good trade setup unless we see the continuation with a sharp move. We cannot conform with that because we need to see the breakout of this one. Then what I say, I'm looking for the flat. If I get any trade setup for buy, I will take it. And with the breakout of the top, I will look at the indicators. If I see the divergence, then mostly we can expect the price either drop or it turns to a deeper correction. Okay, that means if there is a reversal as a corrective move, we need to be really careful for the price either drop or move for the deeper correction. But right now, I cannot confirm because I don't see the divergence. That's why I mentioned having entry above the top is not really good. Because if I get any move up with the breakout of the top, maybe we get the divergence. Then at that time, we have a three wave structure. And these three waves either can give us one more drop. As I explained, we can put in relative to this, or the three waves structure can turn to first wave for the bigger picture. It turns to correction as a second wave in the bigger picture for the one move up. I don't mean the price is going as what I draw here. This is what we can look, how we can look for the chart. Okay. Then what I want to say here, if we get any trade as a sharp move flag, as a short-term trade, we get it. And if this one turns to a deeper move, as long as the price haven't retested the previous low, we can look for flat. It can give me a better opportunity to look for buy. Okay. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.